And we're joined by Cynthia Coates from the Waste Reduction Office of the Regional District. I've been meaning to do this for a while, right by a recycling bin. How is this one looking? It belongs to a coworker of ours. How's it looking?
This one's really great, actually. This one's really great. So the curbside recycling is really all about paper and containers, paper and packaging. So this particular homeowner is doing a great job. They've got everything loose in here, so we're really happy to see that. We don't want to see anything bagged. Our recycling needs to be loose. So we've got lots of different examples of fiber paper here, and then some great examples of nice clean containers. Our milk cartons. All of this stuff is great. We've got a milk jug.
But this here, that would be a violation. Explain.
Yeah, so this is what's called other flexible packaging. This is actually still recyclable, but it is a depot-only item, so they do have to take that to a depot.
I wanted to look at some of the things, and you kindly set them aside for us, that are often winding up in the blue bins, and they shouldn't be there.
There's a few things that we're seeing that end up in the cart. So lots of people think any kind of plastic can go in, and that's not true. It needs to be packaging plastic. So for example, this is packaging. It had something in it, a product in it when you bought it. It was a dressing of some kind. This, unfortunately, this little kind of a reusable container, I mean, it's always great to donate this kind of stuff if it's still usable. But if you've got a crack in it, unfortunately, things like this in Tupperware is actually garbage because it was a product when you bought it. It never had packaging in it, or it was never packaging when it was sold.
Right.
So that one's kind of a tricky one. We see lots of plastic toys. Those also not acceptable. Things like this, plant tray somebody had bought and it's end of its life. So that unfortunately is garbage as well. Peanuts, packaging peanuts, those unfortunately are garbage. They're just too small to recycle. They kind of make a mess. What else do we have in here? A little bit of everything.
I'll hold some of your rejects here. Carry on.
Gosh, yeah. Things like this, at Christmas, birthday times, any kinds of bows and things like that. This is a really common one we're seeing in the recycling. Paper towels, not recyclable.
Right.
No, people hear the word paper and they think that it can go in, but it's not recyclable. No matter how clean it is. That just is garbage, or you could even shred it up and put it in your composter if you want.
Okay. Yeah, so those are some great suggestions.
We're seeing.
And then this bin here, these are things that people probably have put in their recycling that they can recycle, but just not in the blue bin.
That's
am I right?
Yeah. So this is kind of our depot-only category. So styrofoam, recyclable in our region, which is fantastic.
This is new, isn't it? Being able to...
newish, like 2014 since Recycle BC came on. So, I'm super grateful that we can recycle this stuff in our region. There's lots of communities in North America that can't recycle it at all. But it is a depot-only item. So all of this kind of stuff, their big packaging from electronics, all of that accepted at the depot. And then glass is another depot-only item. So this glass doesn't go in your bin. Just give it a good rinse, take it to the depot, and it can get recycled there.
Right, and... this is another common one here, right?
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of us are still using plastic bags when we buy groceries, at least sometimes. Looks like it should be in the blue bin, but no. No.
So this is another... The trouble with these and other soft plastics is, when it gets to the plant, it acts like paper on the sorting line, and then it gets mixed with the bales of paper, so that's a problem. But it also gets wrapped around all the equipment and can create a lot of downtime as workers are trying to pull that stuff off the rollers and the sorters. So in order for us to really get this product clean, away from all the other stuff and clean on its own, having it source separated, so having people take it to a depot on their own creates a really clean product, easier for Recycle BC to market.
All right. So there was a great example that you found in the garbage bin next door of that those metal blinds, right? And I think they sort of illustrate the fact that we're recycling packaging, not just random items.
Yeah.
So something like those metal blinds, even though they might be made of the kind of material you might recycle, don't put random things that are made of metal in your recycling.
Yeah, to people's credit, everybody wants to do the right thing, and but what ends up happening is people over recycle a little bit. So they think, oh, it's plastic, it's metal, it must go in, but it's really focused on packaging and paper only. So if you wanted to recycle, say, other metals, you'd have to take that straight to a metal recycler, for example, so like a frying pan or old saw blade or those kinds of things. Not only dangerous, but just don't go into this.
One of the things I saw when I went online and saw your list that I can recycle that I think I've been putting in the garbage because I just assumed it wasn't recyclable are those plastic mesh bags you might buy onions in. Now you can recycle that, and also. I wonder when I see something like that with a metal clasp on the top. Do I need to sever that off?
Yeah, so the netting is a new category. It goes in with that other flexible packaging. It's another type of soft, flexible plastic. So recyclable, depot only though. And then as far as like any little staples or things like that, those are okay. Like you've got your magazines, you can throw those in there. You don't have to pull those all apart and get the staples out. So, those little tiny things are okay to include.
They are okay.
Yeah.
Good to know. And then there's the classic question of the pizza box. It seems like every second person you talk to has a definitive answer on that. No, you can't recycle pizza boxes. Yes, you can.
Yeah. So, the items that go in your bin do need to be somewhat clean. A pizza box, for example, those little liners that are quite often in there, you take that's probably got most of the grease and the cheese on it. You throw that in the garbage. If you still find the pizza box got quite a bit of grease, you can even cut that bit out and recycle the rest of it. So there's a lot of the pizza box that you can still get in here and recycle.
For our pizza eaters out there, there you go. You can.
But no food residue. Sometimes when we inspect carts, we have student ambassadors that go around in the summer and have a look at carts and leave education behind. We do see people that have got the whole box in there with leftover crust and all. So
goodness.
You get no food or anything like that.
You mentioned like someone will put a mayonnaise jar with like 2 inches of mayonnaise.
Yeah. So this is really great. Like this person has just done a quick rinse. It's not squeaky clean, but it's perfect. Same with the soup. There's no residue left in the soup.
I don't need to run my soup can through the wash, but a good rinse is fine.
Yeah, I usually just if you've prepped dinner and you're cleaning up your last pots and pans at the end, just use that water and give your containers a rinse in the water, and then you're good to go. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thanks very much for telling us all about it, Cynthia Coates, and thank you for watching Kelowna Now.